Imagine opening your fridge right now. The eggs, the milk, the chicken, the bread, the frozen pizza. All different brands, different labels, right? But what if I told you a single secret company helped grow it, process it, ship it, and profit from it? And you've probably never even heard their name. No flashy logo on the box, no catchy jingle on TV. Just a quiet empire moving billions of dollars worth of food every day while pretending to stay invisible. This is Cargill, the biggest private company in America. A family-run, quiet giant that doesn't care about headlines because it quietly owns the shelves you shop from. Most people know Walmart, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, brands you see every day. But Cargill? Most people don't even know how to spell it. And that's exactly how they like it. They're not selling you a burger. They're selling the beef inside the burger. Not the bread brand, the wheat that makes the bun. Not the milk carton, the feed for the cow that produced the milk. Cargill is the middleman for your entire fridge, hidden in plain sight behind the brands you think are competing. Behind every big grocery aisle, every fast food chain, every supermarket meat section, there's Cargill pulling strings, moving cargo, collecting cash while you argue about organic versus regular. It started as a tiny grain warehouse in Iowa over 150 years ago. Just one family, one grain elevator, and a vision to control the supply line. Not just sell a product, but own the road it travels on. Over time, they didn't just grow, they spread everywhere. Today, Cargill trades more grain, corn, soy, and meat than entire countries do. They operate in over 70 countries. They control barges, railways, slaughterhouses, sugar refineries, chocolate factories. They even sell the salt for your icy driveway in winter, 1 in every 5 burgers eaten in the US. Cargill helped make it happen, but you won't see their name on the wrapper. They love the shadows for a reason. While big tech billionaires tweet at midnight, the Cargill family avoids cameras completely. It's still 100% privately owned. No shareholders, no quarterly earnings calls on TV, no public stock price for Reddit to meme about. Just a tight-knit dynasty worth an estimated $50, $60 billion. And that's just what people guess. Because when you're private, you never have to tell the truth. You just keep buying farms, shipping grain, selling beef, and nobody really knows how deep the vault goes. So how does a family with no logo on your grocery bag stay this rich for this long? The secret is they don't sell you anything directly. They sell everybody else the ingredients, the feed, the fuel. Cargill runs the supply lines that feed the brands you trust. If you eat beef, there's a good chance Cargill helped raise it, process it, and ship it. If you drink orange juice, Cargill likely squeezed the profit out of the oranges before your favorite brand slapped its logo on the carton. They handle the hidden steps nobody thinks about. Shipping, storing, blending, refining, even the chemicals that keep food fresh on shelves. They own the trains that carry grain across the prairies. They own the barges that float soybeans down the Mississippi. They own the silos where wheat waits for the world's next bread loaf. While other billionaires chase camera crews, Cargill family members quietly meet with world leaders, negotiate with entire countries, and steer the global food market without a single press release. And if you think a single burger can't change the world, think bigger. Cargill feeds billions of animals every year, too. They sell the corn that feeds the pigs that become your bacon. They sell the soy that fattens the chickens for your nuggets. When a drought hits, Cargill profits from price swings. When a war breaks out, Cargill profits from rerouted shipping lanes and panic buying. When food prices skyrocket, most companies panic. Cargill leans back and watches the money move. They don't just handle crops, they trade them. Speculate on them, hedge them. They're farmers, bankers, and traders rolled into one. They have entire teams who watch weather patterns, guess future harvests, and bet on what a bad season will mean for the global supermarket bill. And it doesn't stop at food. They're deep in biofuels, chemicals, steel trading, risk management for other corporations. They even help governments manage food crises, for a fee, of course. While your grocery bill feels higher every month, Cargill cashes in. It's not personal, it's the design. The beauty of this system is that you can't boycott them. Even if you swear off certain brands, you still need food, and the supply chain stays theirs. While you're distracted by which brand of oat milk is trendiest, Cargill's ships are crossing oceans, loading dock after dock with profits hidden inside. Think about this. Cargill has been called the biggest company you've never heard of for decades. And that's exactly how they want it. They keep their name out of your pantry for a reason. If people knew how much control one private family has over the food they eat every single day, there might be questions they don't want to answer. So they hide behind brand names, restaurant chains, food processors that slap colorful labels on the boxes while the real profits stay buried. Inside the company, secrecy is baked into the DNA. They don't list on the stock market because that would mean audits, transparency, annual reports for the world to dissect. Instead, they keep it in the family, literally. The Cargill-Macmillan clan has about 100 family members splitting a fortune worth tens of billions. They've minted more quiet billionaires than any other American family. Some sit on the board, others stay out of sight. They rarely give interviews. They rarely appear in the press unless it's a deep dive that makes them look mysterious and old money. And that's fine with them. Mystery means fewer questions. They've weathered scandals, too. Labor abuses in meat plants, pollution allegations, deforestation linked to soy and palm oil farms. Some big names crumble when these headlines hit. Not Cargill. They pay fines, promise fixes, keep shipping. The world forgets because next week's grocery run is waiting. You can switch banks if you hate them. You can delete a social media app you think is shady. But you can't just not eat. And that's the moat Cargill built bigger than any castle. What's even wilder? They're not some sleepy relic. They innovate, too. They run high-tech labs testing new food additives, custom animal feeds, and even futuristic proteins that might replace meat one day. They have their fingers in chocolate, sweeteners, even the stuff that makes processed food taste better than it should. Behind the scenes, they're trying to control the next wave of what we eat. The next fake burger, the next plant-based chicken, the next secret recipe that lets brands brag about sustainable, while Cargill quietly supplies the base ingredients at scale. If you eat, they profit. If you buy organic, they still profit. If you buy cheap, they profit more. And every year they get bigger, more global, more impossible to boycott, because food doesn't care about politics. It cares about pipelines, rail lines, shipping routes, and Cargill built all 3 generations ago. So how did they get so big without anyone stopping them? Part of it is timing. They built their empire when railroads were new, shipping routes were cheap, and most countries didn't care who owned what as long as grain kept flowing. Then, when the world changed, globalization, industrial farming, mega-cities eating more meat, Cargill changed with it. They bought ports, barges, silos. They made friends in every government that mattered. They didn't care about headlines because nobody could afford to kick them out. Kick Cargill out and you risk empty shelves or skyrocketing prices. No politician wants that on their watch. Over the decades, Cargill learned the perfect trick. Stay boring. Stay quiet. No big marketing stunts. No fancy Super Bowl ads. Let the brands do the noisy part. They'll take the heat when things go wrong. Meanwhile, Cargill's ships keep sailing under different names. Their factories keep running day and night. Their rail cars keep rolling across continents loaded with corn, wheat, soy, sugar, all the things you can't skip no matter how angry you get at the news. It's not just about profit either. It's about control. Because when you control the middle step, the supply chain, you can decide who wins and who loses. You can squeeze farmers on price, squeeze brands on supply, and still walk away rich. They lend money to farmers, then buy their crops, then process them in plants they own, then sell the final product to companies that slap the label on. They get a cut at every stop. And since they don't report public earnings, nobody really knows how fat that cut is. Even competitors often can't avoid them. Rival food giants sometimes end up buying ingredients from Cargill anyway. The global chain is too big, too tangled, too optimized for anyone to duplicate overnight. Governments sometimes try to fight back with antitrust rules or new regulations, but the world runs on trade deals, and Cargill helped write the first drafts decades ago. And when a new opportunity pops up, they move faster than bureaucrats. A new port in Brazil, a new rail line in Africa, a new processing plant in India. Done. They were there before anyone noticed. For the Cargill family, the biggest risk is people noticing at all. Bad press is the only thing that can dent a private empire like this. So they stay out of sight. No splashy donations with their name on stadiums. No reality shows. No loud airs bragging on social media. They prefer you talk about Bezos and Musk. Let the world debate which billionaire should run Twitter while they quietly run breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The next time you stand in a grocery aisle debating which brand is more ethical, ask yourself who really got paid. If you swear off meat, fine. Cargill sells soy. If you switch from regular sugar to organic, guess what? They're in that too. It's like playing chess when the opponent owns the board, the pieces, and the rule book. You can win a few moves, but the endgame is already theirs, and they're not done. The next frontier is climate. People want sustainable everything. Carbon-neutral beef, green grain, regenerative farming. Cargill's investing in all of it. Not because they suddenly care about the planet more than profit, but because they know the only way to keep the castle safe is to own the next moat too. If people want clean food, they'll supply it. But they'll supply it at scale, in tankers, on trains, processed in factories they own. The same way they did it for grain, they'll do it for green. And the money keeps flowing while the headlines keep missing the real story. It's not illegal. It's not even hidden. It's just boring enough that nobody notices. Boring is genius. Boring is bulletproof. The world needs to eat, so the family that feeds it never goes broke. They just sit in their private boardrooms, generations deep, flipping through charts that decide how much you'll pay for breakfast next year. So the next time you see food prices spike on the news, look past the grocery chain and the sticker shock. Look for the barges, the rail lines, the silent family name on the cargo manifest. Because odds are, somewhere in that supply chain, Cargill already got paid. And the next time you open your fridge, you're feeding them again whether you know it or not. This is Midnight Watch. Subscribe if you want more secrets the rich families never want you to Google. Drop a comment telling me which hidden empire you want next. Because behind every meal, every snack, every grocery bill, there's always a name you don't see, and sometimes that name is the richest of them all.